I'm here in Kenya's Masai Mara, but behind me you might see there's no big herds of wildebeest or zebra. That's because they're nearly 300 kilometers away in the southern Serengeti, giving birth to the next generation of wildebeest. So you might be thinking, why am I here this time of the year then? Well, I want to show you, even without the migration, the Masai Mara is a beautiful park to visit, and there is so many photographic opportunities. This video will hopefully give you the best information on when to visit this national reserve. At the end of the video, I'll be sharing my top images from the last 5 days here in the Masai Mara. My name is William Steele and I'm a wildlife photographer and tour leader for Pangolin Photo Safaris. I've just returned from an amazing trip to Tanzania with my guests, and I've stopped over in the Masai Mara to show you why, out of migration season, this is one of the most amazing parks to visit. For those of you who have not visited the Masai Mara before, it is situated to the west of Nairobi and is the top section of a vast connected ecosystem that is mostly made up of the Serengeti to the south in Tanzania. The wildebeest migration moves between the two areas throughout the year, depending on where the best grazing is, and that is why they are currently in the southern Serengeti, where I've just visited with guests. The Masai Mara as a whole is made up of 3 distinct areas: the National Reserve, the Mara Triangle, and the conservancies in the north. When we visit the Masai Mara, we like to base ourselves in the middle of the action in the National Reserve, and that's where you'll find me today. From here we have access to the National Reserve as well as the Triangle to the west. The conservancies to the north do have some advantages, like being able to off-road, but rules are changing. I will explain more about this later in the video. Kenya has some very distinct seasons and 2 periods when the rains are more significant, which are known as the short and long rains. The wettest months are usually April and May, which is the long rains, with less intense rain around October and November, known as the short rains. I've been here in February and the weather's been incredible. We've actually had some beautiful cloud formations building up, which has made for beautiful landscapes and animalscapes. This morning we focused on trying to get silhouettes of animals with the beautiful iconic trees as the sun begins to rise. Rain should not put you off though, as it makes for far more dramatic imagery and certainly some spectacular sunsets. The Masai Mara is famous for its big cats such as lions, leopards and cheetah, as well as good sightings of smaller cats such as serval. There are also regular sightings of other predators like hyena, which are more active than the big cats and make for great photographic subjects in their own right. If you enjoy photographing the big cats, then being here outside of the migration is a wonderful time. As there is less prey around, the cats have to work a bit harder and therefore more mobile, which makes for some amazing photographic opportunities. Along with the big cats, the other photographic highlights that are here all year round include giraffe, elephant, buffalo, many different gazelles and some unique bird species. The Masai Mara has developed a bit of a reputation for being a busy reserve, with lots of cars at sightings. The authorities in Kenya have made some significant changes that we are hoping will have a positive impact on the safari experience in the Masai Mara for 2024 and beyond. Firstly, they have increased the park fees significantly, which is unfortunately going to have an impact on the cost of a safari here. The biggest price hike is over the busier migration period though, with a smaller increase from January to the end of June. This should reduce number of vehicles coming into the park each year, and it is also generating extra funds for infrastructural improvements such as rest stops, as well as upgrading the road networks. Speaking of roads, in years gone by it was very much against the rules to off-road for better positioning inside the Masai Mara, but this year all that has changed. The Mara has been divided into low and high use zones, and if you're in a low use zone, you are allowed to off-road at sightings of big cats, which is a huge plus for wildlife photographers wanting to get into better positions. Previously, you could only off-road in the conservancies and some small sections of the triangle, but this rule has changed and is fantastic, and we are hoping this rule is here to stay. Coming to the Masai Mara outside of the migration season is also significantly cheaper, as the camps will raise their prices for the popular times. This means that you'll be able to stretch your budget to having more days out on safari, as well as making private vehicles that much more affordable. Try to avoid the Christmas and New Year period though, as prices rise again for a week or two over the festive season. As wildlife photographers, we value add-ons like private vehicles way above in-camp luxuries, and if you would like to know more about the types of vehicles you can hire privately, please watch Charles' video after this, as he will show you around the vehicles we use. Lots of our clients opt for a private vehicle on safari in Kenya, as it's actually surprisingly affordable. What gear to bring for a Masai Mara safari is a question we get asked all the time. So much so that we've made a video specifically answering that question, which I will link to for you to watch after this video. Weight restrictions on the flights from Nairobi to the Mara have in the past made the decision on what to bring a challenge. You'll be pleased to hear that we have negotiated a special deal, which means you no longer have to be as conscious about luggage weight, which is amazing. I will leave some details of our Kenyan safaris in the description below. Sadly, my time here in the Masai Mara has come to an end, but what an amazing experience it's been. We've had some exceptional sightings. I hope this video shows you that out of migration season, that the Masai Mara is definitely worth a visit. So I hope you join us next time, and thank you so much for watching.